I don't know if you guys know this, but we have the tendency to struggle with word problems. I think it's just because we don't take our time to read. And so that's what today is and tomorrow focused on. So we have linear system word problems. And these are the steps that we follow. So step 1, we identify the unknowns and label them as either X and Y. We're going to create 2 equations, and we're going to decide if you're going to solve the system algebraically, graphically, or using a table. Okay, because we're in PreAdv, we're going to be challenged to do it algebraically most of the time. Step 4, solve the system and write the answer to how it pertains to the original problem. Okay, writing just the ordered pair is not your final solution when you're working with a word problem. You have to state what the X and what the Y means in regards to the word problem. Okay. All right, we're going to start off easy. So here we have probably a teacher who went shopping and got 8 pens and 7 pencils, cost $3.37, while 5 pens and 11 pencils cost $3.10. What is the cost of each pen and each pencil? So step 1 is to identify your X and Y variable. Okay, so if we let X equal, what was the first item? X equals pens and Y equals pencils. Still with me? Identify your variables. Step 2 is create your equation. Okay, how would you ring this up? Like, there we go. AX plus 7Y equals 337. How would you ring up the next list?
5x plus 11y equals 310.
There we go. Was that terrible? No, it was not.
I just have no idea where I'm at right now. I think I need you right now.
Isaac, do you see where it says, oh, like it says 8 pens and 7 pencils?
Oh, dude,
Yeah, so I was like, okay. All right, so step 3 is to solve. So looking at what we have here, solving this would require us to use elimination. Why elimination? Because nothing, it's not easy to solve for Y or anything. So elimination would probably be the easiest way to go. So step 3 is to solve, and we're going to solve using elimination. All right, so have your handy dandy standard calculator, because we're going to need to multiply and add some stuff. All right, so we're going to eliminate our X's. All right. What is the LCM of our 2 X's? What's the LCM of 8 and 5? 40, right? 40. Okay, so that means the top equation is going to have to be multiplied by 5. Agreed? And the bottom is going to have to be multiplied by -8, because one needs to be positive and one needs to be negative. All right. So our new equations are 40x, 35y, and can someone please tell me what 3 and 3/700 times 5 is?
What?
337. What's 337 times 5?
337 times 5. 1,600.
1685. Got it.
Well, it really is the same thing.
I mean, I would have put the decimal where it went. All right, and then we need $3.10 times -8. What do we get? 4 times 8. We know it's a negative. Because one has to be negative.
Positive, one has to be negative.
What is it? $3.10 times 8. 24.80. Right? All right, what happens to our x's? They cancel out. What is 35 and negative, what's 35 minus 88? Negative 53. What is 16 and 85 cents minus 24 and 80 cents? Subtraction.
Negative 7.95.
And then we divide, right? So what do we get for y? A negative divided by a negative is a? $805? You have to regroup 80 minus 85. You'd have to. Like if you have 80 cents, you wouldn't have enough to take away 85. So you would have to break your dollar down. Then you, so it'd be $7.95. Oh. All right, how much do you, what is y? So y pertains to which variable? Pencils. So pencils cost how much? 15 cents. We got that? So part 4, we know so far, pencils. 15 cents. All right, we need pens. How do I find pens? It wants to know the cost of pens and pencils. I plug in y. Does it matter which one I plug it into? No. So we have 5x plus 11 times 15. I don't know why I chose that one. I don't know. Yeah. I have no clue why I chose that one, but we're rolling with it. What's 11 times 15 cents? Nobody say it. Bella.
At some point,
165.
What is $3.10 minus 165?
minus what?
165. $3.10 minus
1.45.
what is 1 and 45 hundredths divided by 5? I'm asking you guys.
You do this for
Anyone? I heard it. No, it's cents. So what does this X represent? Pens. So we know pencils cost 15 cents and pens cost 29 cents.
Okay, on this next one, go for it.
Are you just doing this one so we do the rest by ourselves?
Every problem's different.
Or what?
Every problem's different.
Oh, that's what you-
All right. Questions, comment? I don't know how I spelled pens just now.
that's it.
What I just did there. You saw nothing. All right. Questions, comments, concerns?
I think we're ready to do it by ourselves.
Okay. So again, the thing here is the word problem is the new part. Is the solving the new piece? No, it's the word problem. The creating of the equation is the new piece. Okay.
So that's Z.
All right.
That's Z.
Z is next week. That's a whole nother variable. All right. Let's try another one. So we have. I didn't even go fast.
No, I kind of kept up a little bit.
I'm gonna time myself just
That's
for
what
you.
you can.
Here we go. A shipping company charges a fixed amount to their services and a certain amount per mile they must travel. If a 50-mile trip costs $112 and an 80-mile trip costs $157, find the fixed cost and the cost per mile. Okay? Step 1 is to identify your variables. So what is our X? What are we looking for? We're not looking for miles.
Oh, per mile.
We're looking for a fixed cost And we're looking for what? The cost per mile. Okay, does that make sense? So we're looking for a fixed cost and a cost per mile. So step 2, we're going to use the given information to create an equation. So the first thing it told us was a 50-mile trip costs $112. So when you're totaling this up, you know that for cost, no matter what, the ticket's going to have your fixed cost, agree? And your cost per mile. Well, how many miles did this person go? 50 at some cost. Do we know that cost yet?
No.
But we know their total and how much did they pay for their trip? 112. So that's my first equation. What is my second equation? There we go. We have a fixed cost. And this time they went 80 miles. Don't know how much they paid per mile. And it costs 157. If you feel like I'm going fast, it also could be because you have your own side conversations while I'm teaching. Okay. All right. So now we're going to solve. What is the best way to solve? Good job, Piper. We're going to multiply by -1. When we multiply by -1, that changes this into -x minus 80y equals -157.
Where'd the -1 come from?
Piper, why did we multiply by -1? To make one of the variables negative to eliminate it.
Oh, it's because it's an X and there's no number.
There you go. Good job. So now this allows for my x's to do what?
Cancel out.
Cancel out. And when I add together, I'm left with 50 minus 80, which is 30. And 112 minus 157 is negative what? Negative 45.
Did the factor come in?
Okay. So then I keep dividing. Divide by -30. A negative divided by negative is a. So what is 45 divided by 30? So 150. I mean 150. So that means what does the Y represent? The cost per mile. So we know that cost per mile is $1.50. Okay. What do we have left to find? The fixed cost. So does it matter which one of our equations we use? It does not. So if we use first the 50, so X plus 50 times $1.50 equals 112. What's 50 times $1.50?
75.
There we go. So I subtract 75.
I got 75.
Mhm. So how much is the fixed cost? $37. So fixed cost equals
We'll put actually
$37.
Jesus.
So these are the prices for this rental company.
Yeah, put it better.
They have a flat fee, a fixed rate of $37 in order to rent, and then the shipping company, and then $1.50 for every mile that they travel. How was it? Doable? All right. Another type of word problem that you potentially have is when you are selling. So you have two types of quantities happening. You have a dollar amount and a physical amount of something, right? So in this problem, the drama club at Lincoln High School sells hot chocolate and coffee at the school's football games to make money for a special trip. At one game, they sold $200 worth of drinks and used 295 cups. If hot chocolate sells for 75 cents and coffee sells for 50 cents, how many coffees did they sell? So step one, what are our variables?
Coffee and, hot dog.
So we have
HC and C.
hot cocoa
Yeah.
and coffee,
I see. Orange, I see.
okay? Are we good with our variables?
Yeah.
So step two is to write the equation. So when you have quantities like these, you have two things that you have to be considered. You have a money amount and you have a physical amount of something, right? So this tells you alone that you're gonna have two separate equations. I'm gonna have one equation based off the money and one equation based off of the physical. Okay, so how would they calculate the amount of money they made? The money is just X plus Y. There we go. The money comes from how much each cost, right? The coffee comes from, the cups come from how many they actually sold. Did we understand how these two equations were set up? Yes, because that's just how many did you sell. The other one is based off of, so one is quantity and one is the amount. Mhm.
Quality over quantity.
All right, so now we're gonna solve. This one, we're gonna use substitution. Can you tell me why we're using substitution? I have simple variables, right? I can easily get one of these by its,
Yeah.
does it matter which one? No, let's just get Y by itself. Just feels right. So we have Y equals 295 minus X. So we're gonna substitute it in. So we have 200 equals 75X plus 50 cents times 295 minus X. Are we okay with the substitution? Yes. So after we substitute, we distribute.
Wait, what are we doing?
I was like, I just told you. All right, what is half of 295? 147.5 minus 0.5x. After we distribute, we then do what? Combine like terms.
Yeah.
So we have 75 cents minus 50 cents equals 25. Okay. So now we're down to this. It's just a two-step situation here. And what are the two steps that take place? We're gonna do what? Subtract and then do what? Then divide. So we end up with 200 minus 147.5 gives me what?
Let me do that real quick. 2 minus around.
And then we divide. So 5250 divided by a quarter is you said 210?
Yeah.
Good job. So X equals what? Coffee. So 200, not coffee, hot chocolate. So 210 cups of HC. So if I sold 210 cups of HC, how many cups of coffee did I sell? Because they need to equal what? 295. So 295 minus 210 gives me
Oh, 85 people bought coffee.
85 cups of coffee.
I'm taking the marshmallows.
So those are my two answers. How was the separate two quantities? I'm assuming there was more children at this situation than adults.
What, because they bought more hot chocolate?
That's my logic. All right, so this will be our stopping point for today. Tomorrow we will be doing 4 and 5 and then working on the classwork.